All right. Let's see.
It just looks like
I won't even go away now too. Right, that's cool. All right. All right, guys. Hey, pay attention. All right, guys. Hey, thanks for coming out today, guys. I appreciate you guys taking the time to come out this morning. I know we're going to have a little bit longer practice than usual, right? Today's going to be about 3 hours because we're going to be spending the first hour or so in here. Now, I'm going to try to do my best. You guys are going to have to make sure you pay attention because I did this spiel to myself at 3 o'clock this morning, and I went a little over time. So I'm going to try to make sure that I cut it down a little bit. All right, guys. Today we're going to go over some of the more mental analytics and the analytical side of baseball. Okay, you know, we spent a lot of time talking about the mental fortitude, right? The mental toughness that it takes to play the game, right? And we will continue to talk about those things because it's extremely important that you guys understand how important the mental part of this game is, both the analytics and the mental toughness that it takes to play this game. It can be very difficult to stay in a game, you know, especially when things get down. And so being able to stay in the game when you're making mistakes and not continue to make more mistakes is important. So we'll continue to talk about those things. But today I want to talk about how, so over the years, right, I've tried to tell you guys, watch baseball, right? I've tried to say, watch some baseball games, and I don't expect you guys to watch, you know, every baseball game out there, you know, or even watch a whole game. You know, I know you guys have a lot of other things you want to do. You know, try to take some time, if you can, watch baseball games. And when you do, you know, I've tried to express to you guys how, try to put yourself in that game as a player, right? If you're the pitcher, or if you're the hitter, or if you're a fielder, right? Try to put yourself in that position. Try to imagine what you would do in certain specific situations, okay? But one of the things I realized recently was that I haven't really taught you how to do that, right? And that's one of the things. Baseball is complex enough to where, you know, it's like it's like me trying to tell you, hey, go study combinatorial mathematics, go learn how to build a car from the ground up, right? If I don't show you kind of the process or what you need to be looking for, you kind of don't know where to start, right? And baseball can be kind of the same way. So if you're trying to watch a game, you're like, what am I looking for? Okay, then how do I go? Or how do I start, and how do I analyze what am I looking at? Okay, because baseball is more than just you know, when you're a hitter, it's more than just waiting for your turn and going up and trying to take a couple hacks and hoping you get a hit. Pitching is more than just going out there and standing on the hill and chucking as hard as you can. Okay, there's a lot of things that go into it, and there's a lot of things for you to think about. But learning how to take in all the input that you have and trying to keep it simple is that's the trick. Okay, guys. So today we're going to go over baseball awareness. I wasn't quite sure exactly what to call it, but it's mostly just about being aware of what's going on around you on the field and from the opposing team and within yourself. Okay, guys. So we're going to talk about you know, the three main things that we do, you know, that are part of baseball: hitting, pitching, and fielding. Okay, guys, it's not complex stuff. That's probably what we're going to go over. But the first thing we're going to talk about is hitting approach. Okay, so what does it mean to have a good hitting approach? Anybody have any ideas? What does it mean? Do you guys know what I'm talking about when you're trying to approach, when you go up to bat? What are you thinking? What are you?
Like it's having a hard time finding his own tape till you start.
That's right. Okay, that's a big part of it. Okay? That's having a good hitting approach is it starts before you ever step in the box. Okay, when you go up to bat, you should have a good idea of what you want to accomplish. Okay, it's not, again, you're not just going up there and you're waiting for your turn, right? And you're like, okay, I guess he throws a little harder, so let's go. Okay, here we go. Let's just try to give it a shot. Okay, guys, and we're gonna try to take a couple hacks. Okay, you want to go up there having an idea, and whether you're on deck, right? Every time there's a new pitcher, right? You guys kind of go, oh, new pitcher, right? But then you kind of stop, right? And that's the whole point is that you're not ever stopping analyzing that other pitcher. Okay, when you're in the dugout, you're watching him. When you're when you're on deck, you're watching him. When you're in the box, you're watching him. When you're on base, okay? You're watching him, okay? Because there's all kinds of things that you can watch for in different situations, okay? So when there's a new pitcher, okay, one of the first things you're looking for is you're trying to see what is he. You kind of watch for speed changes, right? Sometimes if there's another pitcher, right, does he throw a little bit harder than the last guy? Do I need to make an adjustment? Is he having a hard time hitting the strike zone? Okay, if he's having a hard time hitting the strike zone, maybe I'll take a pitch for a ball, right? If he's throwing strikes, right? What am I doing in response to that, right? He's going to be trying to hit the zone, right? So, are there any telltale signs of what pitches he's throwing? Okay. We try as pitchers to not tip our pitches, but you can do it and you won't even know it, right? Steven Strasburg did it during the playoffs last year. He had to stop because every time he wanted to throw a fastball, it was up here. He wanted to throw a curveball, it was down here. It was just so subtle, but they saw it every single time. Okay. I had a guy that I was coaching, he was 19, this was several years ago, and all through high school, he'd thrown a fastball like normal. He was up here and he would throw a normal throw. But when you throw a breaking ball, his arm would come back here every time. He'd back here, right here, and he'd want to come around as if going this would make him have a stronger curve, and it's not true, okay? But that right there tells exactly what the batter needs to know. I know what's coming. If he goes back here, I know what pitch is coming, okay?
Gabe's working with Mike to not tip with his elbow when he goes to change his grip to the slider. Because what Gabe's doing, it's not a huge thing, but it's just a subtle where his elbow is coming out a little bit.
Yeah. So you're watching for those things when he's warming up. Okay. You're watching for what is he telling you. Okay. You're watching for what are his pitches. Okay. What does he warm up with? Is he throwing a fastball? Does he throw a curveball? Does he throw a changeup? Okay. Is he throwing a knuckleball? What is he throwing at you? Okay. Get used to each one of those pitches. So before you ever even step in the box, you're trying to build a picture of that pitcher in your head and what he's going to be throwing at you, okay? If he's throwing a lot of strikes, right, I'm probably going to want to jump on that first pitch, right? I'm going to try to be aggressive. Okay, he's throwing me strikes. Let's get in that box, and let's jump on it, okay? Because he wants to throw that first pitch, and he wants to throw it. He wants to throw a first strike, and he wants to throw a fastball. Okay, I'm going to jump on it. I'm going to jump on that first pitch. Okay, if you're the guy on deck and he's walked the guy in front of you on 4 straight balls, okay, maybe you step in the box and you go, I'm gonna make you throw me a strike. Okay, you don't have to wait for me to tell you to take. Okay, if you think maybe he's gonna throw me a ball, go ahead. It's okay to take a pitch early in the count, right? You know, if it's at 2 strikes, then you got to make sure you got to protect the plate, right? So it's important that you take note of whether or not he's throwing strikes, and you adjust your approach accordingly. Okay.
Talk to each other too.
Yes.
That's important too. Have some conversation and dug out what you're seeing.
Absolutely.
What you notice when you're up at the plate.
If anybody knows him, maybe because you guys are gonna play each other, right? Oh, what does Gabe throw? He throws a pretty good changeup, right? So those kinds of things. Okay. If you know him, you're trying to help your team win.
Yeah. Or the Owen who's going to join us from Perry. Think about how you approached him. You guys that were on the juniors team, right? You saw him. He'd get ahead in the count, throw a couple fastballs. Once he got ahead, then he'd go to his off speed. So what'd you guys do? You hunted the fastball early, right? You made an adjustment.
That's right. Exactly. So and so then you're looking for patterns also. Right? Does he want to get? Is he trying to get you that get me over fastball? Do you guys know what a get me over fastball is?
Mm-hmm.
What is a get me over fastball?
Yeah.
Just throw a strike.
It's just he's just trying to throw a first pitch fastball, and he wants to get it over first strike. Why?
Get ahead.
So you can
Count.
get
Get
full
ahead.
Because he wants to get ahead in the count, right? And what is he going to try to do after that?
Curve.
He's going to try to play with you a little bit. Now he's got a little bit of room to breathe, okay? Because he goes, now I'm ahead of you, right? And a lot of guys, especially around your age, get into that habit of throwing fastball, and if I'm ahead 0-2, I want to throw a curveball, okay? And so you watch for that. Watch, is that what he's doing? Is he going fastball, and now he's ahead 0-2, and now he's going to throw a curveball, okay? So you adjust, okay? You're making that adjustment in the at-bat, okay? Maybe he's been throwing fastballs for strikes, and maybe I've missed the first 2, right? Maybe I have been aggressive and I just missed them, okay? What's he throwing? this time. He's probably throwing a curveball, okay? And then you start to learn how to sit on a pitch, right? What does that mean? Does anybody know what that means?
Wait.
Right, where you're looking for a specific pitch. Now I'm sitting curveball. I'm sitting looking for a curveball, okay? Because I'm 0-2. Now I'm watching. I'm waiting because according to his pattern, he wants to throw me a curveball or a changeup. So what does that mean for your at bat? You sit back and you wait. Keep that weight back, right? Keep that weight back a little bit longer. He's not always going to throw that to you. He may throw you a third fastball in a row, okay? But you have to be able to adjust, okay? And so that's where your quick hands come in, and you foul it off. Okay, I'm looking. I'm all my weight's back. I'm going to wait. And if he throws me a fastball, it's going to get on you pretty fast. So you just got to foul it off. Okay, I wasn't looking for that pitch. Pitches that you're not looking for. Okay, foul it off. Get it out of here. Okay, get out of here. If it's a fastball, just foul it off if you can. Okay, if you can. Right, it's a difficult thing. It's easy to say, right? Just to foul it off. Okay, if you can, watch a guy named Todd Helton. He's one of the best two-strike hitters to ever play the game. His job, he would do it routinely. He would wait if there was a pitch, he would sit and wait. He said, no, I don't like that pitch, and he would foul it off. Okay, but you need quick hands to do it. But it works the other way. Okay, maybe you're sitting on a fastball. I'm looking for a fastball. And then he throws you an off-speed pitch. You have to be able to, you may get caught out on that front foot. You got to be able to have the hands to be able to foul it off, because it's not a pitch I'm looking for. Okay, the second part, knowing yourself. Know what your strengths are. Okay, what kind of pitch do you like to hit? Okay, and early in the count, when you hear us saying, hey, make him come to you, what does that mean?
Make him throw a strike.
No, it means make him throw your pitch. You are looking for a pitch. You like a specific pitch. There's some of us in here who like that pitch middle away. There's some of us who like it middle in.
Yeah.
Okay? And
You know
so,
who you are.
what's that?
I said, you guys know who you are.
Yeah. Okay? There's some of us who like specific pitches. There's some of us who like it up. There's some of us who like it down. Okay? You're trying to force that pitcher to throw the pitch that you want to hit. And that means getting rid of any pitches that you don't like. Okay? But you have to work on that. That's a tough skill to learn, okay? But you're trying to make him throw the pitch that you want to hit. And maybe you'll even early in the count, maybe you're the 4-hole hitter, and he knows that 4-hole hitters are pretty good at hitting fastballs, so I'm going to start you off with a curveball. Okay? And so a lot of times the 3, 4, 5 hitters, the power hitters, are looking for a different pitch, right? And they're sitting on a curveball. Okay? But you want it in a specific spot. Or maybe you just want to take it. You're like, I don't like that pitch. I want to hit a fastball, and if I see a curveball, I'll let it go by, even if it's a strike, because you go, that's not a pitch that I want. Early in the count, you have a little bit of leeway, right? You have a couple strikes to give. You have a strike to give. Once you get 2 strikes, then things change. But if you're a middle away pitcher, okay, or a hitter, then that's what I want to hit, and that's the pitch I want him to throw. If he throws me something inside, get it out of here or let it go by, okay, depending on the count, okay? And so it's learning how to force the pitcher to throw the pitch that you want, okay? And so know yourself, and so know your own strengths, but also knowing your weaknesses is important, because I guarantee you that pitcher's looking for it, okay? And we'll go over that in the next slide, but you need to know where the holes in your swing are. Okay. Are you not very good at hitting that inside pitch? And if you're not, then when you get on the tee, set it up on the inside part of where you want to hit it, and get used to that swing. You have to practice it, so that way when you get into the box, it's just muscle memory. Okay, that's what tee work does for you. Okay, it's about muscle memory, so that when you get in the box, you see it and you can just hit it. I don't have to think about what I'm doing. Okay, so. If you're somebody that isn't very good at hitting the low and away pitch, right? If you kind of give me one of these every single time, right? Set it up on a tee outside. Learn to step into it, drive that shoulder down, and drive it the other way, so that you can plug up that hole in your swing. Okay, work on those holes in your swing. Okay, because again, that pitcher's looking for them, and he's going to exploit them as best he can. Okay. So know yourself, know your strengths and your weaknesses. See if you can, try to get him to throw the pitch that you want. Any pitches that you don't like, foul him away until he throws you the pitch that you want. I want that pitch down the middle. Give me that fastball down the middle. All right, I got back. I was behind 0-2. Now I'm back up 3-2. Give me that fastball down the middle. That's what I want. Thank you. I'm gonna take him deep, okay? Okay, does that make sense? Okay. Along with some of this, okay, situational awareness, okay? This is also part of having an idea of what you're going to do before you step in the box. And it will change as the at-bat goes on, okay? Nobody on, early in the game. The whole idea is for you to understand the situation. Where are we at in the game? How many outs? Are we up? Are we down? How many runs? Where are my base runners, if there are any? Okay, you're trying to do something different based on the situation. Okay, if it's the top of the first, you're the leadoff. What are you trying to do? Trying to get on base. Right. You're just trying to get a hit anywhere you can go. Right, but
Or
you're
walk.
also. What's that? Go ahead. Go.
Or a walk.
Or walk, yes, exactly, right? You're not necessarily, you're the leadoff, okay? Your job is to get on base, however you can. And if you think you can draw a walk out of him, right? Do it. That's fine. We need base runners, right? So say the guy, it's still top of the first, leadoff gets on, you're the 2-hole hitter, right? And now he's stolen second base. Guy's at second base, right? Or let's leave him at first base, right? You as a hitter are still paying attention to my signs, not only just for you, but if I give the steal sign and nothing else, what's something that can derail that steal from succeeding? A foul ball. That's right. Or a pop. Yeah, something you swinging and you missing, right? If you think you can hit it, and I don't give you the take sign, go ahead and hit it. I'm not telling you to not hit it, right? Or anything like that. But be picky about that pitch if I don't give you the take sign, okay? Because I'll probably give you the take sign if the guy's maybe having a hard time throwing strikes and I'm banking that he's gonna miss, okay? But if you're throwing strikes and you want to hit it, okay? But make sure it's a pitch that you can hit. Make sure it's a good pitch because I want him to make it to second base, all right? So you can afford on a 0 count, on a straight steal, to be a little bit picky, right? Because I want him to get there. If you swing at an iffy pitch up here in the zone and you foul it off, right? That's me growling over there at first base. Okay, guys. You can afford to be a little picky. If I give you the take, right? Make sure you take. Right? I'm asking you to take on purpose. Okay. But we're trying to move that guy over from first to second. Right, and you can help as the batter by doing those things, making sure you get a pitch that you want to hit. Make sure it's a good pitch, and if you can drive it somewhere, Okay, if I don't give you the take sign, but if it's a pitch that you don't like, let it go by. Don't try to foul it off because it's a steal and I want that guy to get to second base. Okay, guys. So now let's say we ground it out and the guys and we now have a guy at second base. Right, leadoff is at second base, needs a 3-hole hitter. Right, what are you trying to do as the batter now? What are we trying to do? It's 1 out. See, we're asking how many outs do we have? Okay, because what does that mean? Why? If we have 2 outs, what happens? You just need to get the run in. You're just trying to get a hit, right? You don't have any room to really play, right? But if I have maybe an out to give, right, and it's early in the game, it's still 0-0, right? And the guy's at second base. What are we trying to do with that runner at second base?
Just hit the ball somewhere.
We're trying to move him over to third base.
Yes.
Okay.
Just hit it somewhere.
Right. Well,
yeah.
no. We're trying to move him over to third base. And how can you as a batter prevent him from going to third base?
Hitting it on that,
If what?
hitting it down the third base line.
If you hit it on the left side of the field, right? Because it's a guy at second base. Ball in front of me, I have to stay here, right? Ball behind me, I'm gone, right?
Still maybe get to third, but maybe. Oh.
It's if there's a ball in front of you, you stay.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I gotta.
Like after, if he throws it to first, then you can go.
If you can, if you think you can make it, yeah.
It's gonna get harder and harder to do.
Yes, it's going to get much harder to do. Yes, nowadays, when we have this bit of a disparity in skill levels, yes. But as you go up in levels, it's going to get much harder to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, as a general rule, ball in front of me, if I'm on second base, ball in front, I'm staying here. Right, ball behind me, I'm on third base. So what are you trying to do as a hitter? I'm trying to hit it this way. I'm trying to hit it to that right side. Maybe you ground out, but you've moved him over to third base.
And if you're on second base, you're thinking about what Coach just said. Whether if that's hit this direction in front, this is what I'm doing, it's hit behind, this is what I'm doing. You're not waiting until it's hit to try to figure that out. If you're trying to do that then, it's too late.
That's right. Okay? Okay? So you're trying to have an idea of what we're trying to do, okay? According to the situation. This guy on second, we're trying to get him over to third base, right? And I have an out to give. And it's early in the game. Now, if that situation changes, if it's the bottom of if it's our last at bat and we're down by 4 runs, if we got 1 out, I don't want to give up any outs,
Right.
right? That run is not enough. I need base runners, okay? I need you on, right? I need you to hit it somewhere. If we get 1 out and we're down by 3 runs, 3-4 runs, that one run, that getting over from second to third is not enough. I need you on base, okay? So the situation changes based on this, what your goal as a batter changes based on the situation in front of you, okay? Does that make sense? Okay. Now, say there's, say it's early in the game, maybe we're down by 1, okay? It's second inning, and there's a man on third, we have 1 out. What am I trying to do as a hitter? Anybody have any idea? What's that?
RBI.
You want to get the RBI. What you're looking to do, hopefully if you can, is get that ball to the outfield, right? Because if there's a guy standing on third, right, you can get it to the outfield in some way, whether it's a fly ball or it's a single out to the outfield. We're trying to get that ball to the outfield, right? Because if it's early in the game and we have an out to give and we're not down by a whole lot of runs, right? We can try to get that sacrifice fly, right? Get that ball to the outfield. Don't change your swing as a result of it. Just look for what you're trying to do is you're looking for a pitch in every single one of these situations. I'm looking for a pitch that can get me to do what I want to do. Okay, a guy I'm trying to go over from second to third. I'm looking for a middle away pitch so I can drive it the other way. Okay, if there's a guy at third and I'm trying to execute a sacrifice fly in some way. Okay, I'm trying to look for a pitch up that's elevated that I can get out to the outfield. Okay, but don't lift that elbow. Don't drop your back shoulder just to try to do that. Right.
That'll end up in the infield.
That's right.
And that's not good.
Or you'll miss completely. Right. That's how you pop it up. Right, that's how you miss, because you're like here, and you're trying to give me one of these. Don't do that, okay? It's the same swing, nothing changes, but you're trying to get something elevated because you want it to get out, okay? Some of us are low ball hitters, right? And that's okay. If you want to be a low ball hitter, if you think you can get it elevated out to the outfield in some way, if you can get a fly ball out there, do it, okay? We're trying to get the ball to the outfield in some way, whether it's a hit or a fly ball, so we can get the guy tagging from third to come home, so we can tie up the game.
And if you're the runner on third, you're thinking about that very possibility and getting back to the bag and being at the bag so that you can go, rather than waiting to see if they catch it, then coming back to the bag. By that time, it's too late. If it's a ball that's not hit terribly deep, now we're not gonna get that run scored. Now we have an out, we still have a runner on third.
Right. Okay. So you guys understand what situational awareness means? Okay. That situation again changes if it's late in the game and if we're down by 4 runs, right? And you sacrificing yourself to get that 1 run home. I need you on base. We need more runs. But if we're only down by 1 in the late innings and we only have 1 out, you can get that ball to the outfield and get that sacrifice home and tie it up. Okay? This is how you adjust your at bat for the situation. Okay? It's understanding what's in front of you and what you're trying to accomplish. Now, I don't expect you guys to understand every single situation that's in front of you. So please ask questions. If you guys don't know, what am I trying to do here, Coach? Or what should I have tried to do in that situation? Okay, what's going on, and how do I best help us to succeed? Okay, guys. When you guys start bunting and everything else, that's another one. Okay, don't sacrifice bunt yourself if it's late in the game and you're down by 12 runs. Okay, that's not going to help your team. Okay, I need you on base. Okay, so understand the situation, understand how to adjust your at bat and the purpose of what you're trying to do. As the situation changes, because maybe you went up there and I wanted to try to get the guy over from second to third, right? But then there was a pass ball, right? And so now he's already over third, right? My purpose changes, right? I'm no longer trying to hit it the other way if there's less than 2 outs, right? I'm trying to get a fly out, okay? So your purpose changes. The balls that you're looking for will change, okay? Does that make sense? Okay. And then, pretty simple on 2 strikes. What happens when you get 2 strikes?
Anything close?
Anything close, right? You gotta protect, right? I just need you to slap it somewhere, right? If you can, try to execute what the plan that you wanna get, even with 2 strikes, okay? But that changes the way maybe you'll choke up, okay? You no longer have the freedom to look for a pitch that you want, okay? You gotta look for a pitch that you can take somewhere, right? And if it's anything close, you gotta either foul it off, right? Or poke it somewhere, okay? Okay, 2 strikes is pretty simple. I just want, you gotta make sure you protect that plate, right? Anything close, you gotta take a hack at it or foul it off and make him throw you a pitch that you wanna throw, okay? But you don't have the freedom anymore to go, I don't like that pitch, so I'm not gonna swing at it.
Don't be afraid to choke up a little bit, have a little more control of the bat to the zone and make sure you get some contact.
Yes, you do not increase your power, just FYI, by choking up. Okay, choking up, the purpose of choking up, okay? When you're out here, the whole point is the longer the bat is, the more weight I can get behind it and swing, okay? That gives me more power, right? But because it's heavier in that way, okay, it's harder to control where that goes, okay? If I swing the bat from up here, I can do whatever I want, right? It's all wrist, right? So the further up you go, right, the easier it is to control, but obviously I can't hit a pitch down here, right? So you choke up just a little bit, okay, just a little bit. Give yourself a little bit of room to give yourself a little bit more control of the bat so that you can do those things like fouling off a pitch you don't like, okay? There's a pitch to the outside, just bam, just all wrist, just get it out of here, okay? All right, that's what choking up is for. Don't be afraid to do it. There's nothing wrong with it. You'd have to do it so that you can control the ball and give yourself the best chance to succeed, okay? Before we move on, anybody have any questions about what we just covered here? No? Anything confusing? Okay. Again, I don't expect you guys to understand every single situation that's presented to you, right? That's put in front of you. Okay. You're going to continue to learn how to examine what's going on in front of you, how to take, how to examine a pitcher, and what is he doing, right? Is he faster than the previous guy? That means I need to swing a little bit sooner. Is he slower than the previous guy? That means I got to sit back a little bit more. Okay. Is he throwing strikes? Is he moving in and out? What are his patterns? Is he giving me any telltale signs? When you're a runner, right? Is he giving me any indication of when he's going to be thrown over, right? Help your teammates out. Oh, I saw him do this when he tried to pick me.
Does he have a slide step, or does he just,
That's right.
I mean, you wanna be looking at that, right?
When we played the Storm the other week, the Virginia team,
Yeah.
when Cooper was pitching, whenever he would pick, the second baseman would give him a look, like an obvious look, and then Coop would start smiling.
See, that's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you go, oh, okay, I know he's coming, right?
Does the pitcher vary his pace to the plate? Does he slide step? What is paying attention to that?
And you're paying attention every single pitch. Okay, I can't stress that enough. Okay, you don't stop looking, you don't stop examining him because he's done warming up. Okay, that's not where the examination ends. Okay, you are continuously watching him. What is he throwing me? Is he throwing strikes? Is he faltering? Is he getting tired? Okay, does he change his motion? Is he? Can I see what the changeup looks like? Can I see it out of his hand? Those kinds of things. Okay, you guys are constantly examining that pitcher. Okay, because I guarantee you, he's doing it the other way around. Okay, that's what we're going to talk about here. Okay, talk about pitching. Okay, I'm going to talk about pitching. Okay, this is the other side of that coin. Okay, the first two, pacing and 95% effort. Okay, we're not a major league team. Okay, that has guys that are trained to go 6, 7, 8 innings, and then we come and have a reliever that comes in and just tries to blow it by everybody, for an inning, right? Okay. When we put you out there, we're generally trying to keep you out there as long as we can have you, as long as there aren't any sort of pitching, right? In a tournament, right, there could be pitching limitations, but and in spring we only have like 2 innings each. But the idea is that we're trying to keep you out there as long as we can keep you, right? And in order for you to help build that longevity, we have to, as a pitcher, learn to make sure that we're not overthrowing and that we're not just out there chucking it as hard as we can every single time. okay? Your pacing is important, okay? We have some guys who go up there and they just work super fast, right? I get the ball, right, I get up here, I'm up, ready to go, and I chuck it again as hard as I can. Get the ball back, climb back up on the hill, and I'm here, right? And I'm ready to throw again, okay? You keep doing that over and over again as fast as you can, you're going to get tired very quickly, okay? Right? It's okay to pace yourself a little bit. Now I don't want you to play slow as molasses, okay? But give yourself a little bit of time, okay? And give yourself a little bit of time to think. What did I just do, okay? So you throw it, right? You get the ball back. Where did that ball go, right? What did I just throw him? Well, maybe what do I want to throw next, all right? Make sure I work out with my catcher, okay? All right, we just threw him a fastball, and he was ahead of it. Maybe we'll throw him an off speed. We'll throw him a changeup. All right, here we go, okay? Give yourself a little bit of recuperation time, even just a few seconds. It adds up over time, okay? When you throw 80 pitches in a game, okay? And if you give yourself an extra 10 seconds, 5-10 seconds each pitch to recuperate, that's a long time to give yourself, to give your arm time to recover and not get tired.
Yeah, Gabe, that's, pacing is cadence.
Yes.
So what Mike talks to you about cadence is pacing.
Yes.
And it's all, even on the mound, guys, like, how you're spending your energy around the mound and collecting the ball and coming back. You can spend a lot of energy. You really wanna, to really kind of conserve that energy for the pitching, which helps give you longevity. I mean, Gabe's even working on helping to make sure his toe is kind of staying relaxed and kind of and down, so he's not firing the muscles in here.
Okay. Okay. Understanding, giving yourself a good cadence is a good way to put it. Okay. What is, and giving yourself a good feel for how I want to be pitching. If your cadence is bam, 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 you're going to get very tired. Okay. Pull it back a little bit. Give yourself a little bit of time to recuperate. Okay.
You don't want it to be too slow that your fielders are falling asleep.
Yeah. Yes. Please don't do that. Right. You got to make sure you play at a good pace. But don't. The whole idea again is to try to conserve your energy as much as you can, so that you're not burning yourself out. Because once you get tired on the mound, then your mechanics fall apart. Okay. If you're just up there and you're chucking as hard as you can, maybe the defense made a couple errors behind you, or they kept getting a couple hits. You're going to get very tired very quickly. Okay, you got to give yourself a little bit of time, and it's okay to take a breather, right? I don't have to. Sometimes I know when I go out there and I talk to you because you need a breather. I go, okay, you're inside your head. You need to. I'll do it when I'm on the hill. I'll get the ball back. If I'm having a hard time, I'll go, okay, just take a step, take a break. I'll go back behind the mound, and I'll just give myself just a second, just go. Okay, all right.
Are you going to talk more about the mental later on? I can't remember the pitching. Should I say something?
Yeah, go for it, coach. No.
Yeah, I would just say, like, let's say you throw a great pitch. It's catcher gives you the sign, outside corner, fastball. The batter, it's a great pitch. You executed the pitch. It's hit. Shortstop fumbles the ball. Doesn't pick it up clean. The runner gets to first base. Couple things you could be thinking, man. I didn't do that right. He hit that pitch. And get on yourself. Okay, next pitch, I'm gonna throw it really hard, or I'm not gonna, and get down on yourself, or start thinking you need to do more. And when you do that, that changes your mechanics, that changes your approach, that changes your cadence, your cadence or your pace. Maybe that changes your effort where you're overthrowing, rather than what do you have control over? Your job is to command the baseball and execute the pitch, and you did that. So nothing changes. You continue to do that. That's the mindset. If that makes sense.
Okay. Does that make sense? You guys understand what I'm talking about there? Okay. It's making sure that you're just short memory, pitch after pitch, examining what happened and using it to build on your pitching going forward.
Yeah. I mean, you could throw a great curveball and they just happen to get a hold of it and they knock it down the line and it's a triple. You executed your pitch.
Yeah. You can't help that. And it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
No.
Right? You're gonna throw a great pitch. You're like, I hit my spot, my catcher didn't have to move his glove, and he somehow took me deep. What happened here? Right?
First strike where you got 2 strikes on it. And you start thinking different on the 3rd strike on how you need to execute that pitch to get them out.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
then
And sometimes you guess wrong, right? There's one time
nothing changes. You just keep those mechanics and
you have to make sure that you're not that you don't get down on yourself, one way or the other, right? Or that you get too excited about it, right? The other side of the
Yeah.
coin, right? You're still building off those pitches onto the next one. Okay. 95% effort means it's part of trying to extend your longevity a little bit. Okay. You don't have to go up there and throw top gear every single time. You don't, right? You can hold back a little bit. Greg Maddux is one of the best pitchers ever to live, right?
You guys all know who that is, right?
You guys know who Greg Maddux is? No, none of you, right? Look him up, okay? You will not find any shortage of all kinds of highlight reels, okay? When he came up, he was with the Cubs, and he was throwing at the time, the average major league fastball was like 93, 94, something like that, and he was throwing 93, 94 miles an hour. That's what he could do. He was one of the hard throwers, okay? But he didn't have control over it, and he did not do very well. Over time, he learned that control was more important than just chucking as hard as you could.
Number one thing, command the baseball.
When he was at the top of his game, his fastball was like 87 miles an hour. He did not throw as fast as he could because he didn't need to, right?
There's a pitcher for the Astros that does this.
Greenkey,
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Or Wainwright.
88.
Watch,
Yes.
watch Wainwright.
Yeah, Adam Wainwright's
He
the same way.
throws, he commands the baseball in the zone. His fastball's like 88 miles an hour, and his curveball's like 77. And he 75% of the time his curveball throws for a strike. Commands the baseball.
Okay.
Sorry, coach.
That's right. No, it's okay.
Excited
So,
about that.
so when we talk about 95% effort, okay, that's you just kind of trying to not wear yourself out, okay? Not overthrowing, not going up there just trying to chuck it at 100% every single time. And that sounds funny because you're like, well, don't I want to give 100% every single time? Well, part of that 100% of effort that you give means holding back a little bit to give yourself a little bit more longevity so that you don't wear yourself out. Because I'd rather have you, if you can, go 3-4 innings if you can, right? Than give me one good inning, all right? Sometimes I need you to give me one good inning, right? It's the end of the game. I want you to give me one good inning, okay? But even on your fastball, you can have 3 different speeds on your fastball, right? It's the same fastball, right? But if I throw it at 95%, okay, they get used to one speed. Maybe I want to throw one up and in on them, right? And maybe I'll reach back. I'll reach back in the well for that extra 5%, and I'll chuck it just that much harder, and I'll get maybe 2-3 extra miles an hour on it. And it's just enough of a change to mess him up, okay? Changing speeds is important. We'll talk about that here in just a second, okay? And maybe you'll pull back on that fastball. It's the same fastball, but I pulled back just a little bit, just to give it just a little bit, just to take a little bit off of it, okay? You can have multiple speeds on just your fastball, okay? Not so much, you don't want to make it so drastic such that all of a sudden it becomes a changeup. You don't want to throw the eephus pitch. That's not a fastball, right?
And the mechanics get off, and then they can see it in your mechanics.
That's right.
You're
Yes.
throwing it differently.
The mechanics don't change.
Yeah, don't change that.
Don't change the mechanics, okay? Being a pitcher means repeatable mechanics over and over again, okay? But all you're doing is you're not out there going every single pitch, right? You're going to wear yourself out, okay? Learn how to pace yourself, learn how to just kind of hold back just a little bit, give yourself a little bit of gas in the tank to keep going a little bit further, okay? You'll learn how to do that, you'll continue to learn how to do that, okay, as you go along, right? That's another tough thing to learn, because how do I know that I'm getting tired? How do I know that I'm going too fast, right? Maybe, am I going too slow kind of thing, right? It takes a little bit of time, because each one of you is different, okay? So it'll take time for you guys to learn how that works, but we'll keep working with it, okay? The next 3 here, changing speeds, moving in and out, and changing eye levels, okay? That's part of learning to be a pitcher, all right? Now, they talk about, even in the major leagues, guys who are throwers and guys who are pitchers, okay? And a thrower is a guy who comes up and he throws 100 miles an hour and he just wants to chuck it by and he wants to just blow it by as fast as he can, okay? And there's a lot of guys who can do that. And at 100 miles an hour, you can get away with a lot of bad pitches, okay? It happens, because a 100 mile an hour pitch can be difficult to hit. It's not impossible. You watch the major league pitchers, they'll hit a ball, a 98 mile an hour fastball up in the zone, and they'll take them deep, and they'll pull it to the left field. You're like, how did you do that, right? It can happen, okay? But on the average, hitting that pitch is difficult, and you're gonna get away with a lot of bad pitches. But learning how to be a pitcher, even in that case, because eventually those guys come back down to earth, because they won't be able to throw that fast for forever. Eventually you have to learn to be a pitcher. What does that mean? Well, that means changing speeds, okay? The whole idea is to keep the batter guessing, okay? You're trying to keep him from guessing what you're throwing. right? Remember, as a hitter, I'm trying to learn what pitches is he throwing? Does he have a pattern? Is he going fastball, changeup? Okay. If you get into that predictable pattern, you're gonna have a hard time succeeding. Okay.
This
So
is important for catchers to think about too, as coach is talking in terms of your calling pitches and location as well.
you guys are working together. You as the battery. You guys know what the battery is? The battery is the pitcher catcher. It's everything. It's that which makes the whole thing go, right? without the battery, nothing happens on the field, right? That's why it's called the battery. Okay. So you as the pitcher catcher, right? You guys are working together, right? That's why it's important that you and your catcher get in sync as to what you're trying to do, right? If you as the pitcher, you're like, oh no, I just threw a fastball and he was ahead of it. And I think I'm gonna throw something off speed, and my catcher throws and calls another fastball, right? And you're like, and you shake him off, right? And maybe he keeps wanting to catch it, okay? That's where you step off and you go, okay, come here, let's talk about this, okay? Talk about it. I had one time, I saw a batter, she would drop her hands down here, right? She was here and she would drop her hands. She was just warming up. I watched her do it. And this is before the inning even started. I called up my catcher and I said, I'm gonna throw her fastballs up all day long until she can show me that she can hit it. Okay. That's part of finding holes in a batter's swing. Okay. But I had to work with my catcher. I said, I'm gonna throw you fastballs up until she can show me that she can hit it. I threw her 3 fastballs up and she didn't hit a single one. And she was gone 3 pitches. Okay. Working with your pitcher, working with your catcher is important to make sure that you guys are on the same page. Okay. But changing speeds. Okay. Keeping that batter guessing whether or not I need to sit fastball, whether they need to sit an off-speed pitch. Okay. Moving in and out. Moving in and out and changing eye levels is in and out, okay? In, out, up and down, okay? And we'll have some time here to try to go over. I wanted to show you guys a couple of videos and see if we can analyze it together. But you'll see, one of the most common things for a pitcher to start doing. Okay, this is your strike zone. Okay. Okay. This is my right-handed batter. Okay. Okay. This is weird hat. Okay. That pitcher on a right-handed batter, his first spot that he's probably gonna try to hit is right here, and he's probably gonna throw a fastball right there. Okay. If they don't know you as a hitter. Okay, if I haven't seen you yet, more than likely that's what your first pitch is looking for. Middle away, okay? Away, right here, low and away, right? Because it's the furthest away from the batter's bat, right? We need to see if he can hit that pitch outside, okay? All right. Now, let's say he just watches it go by, okay? I'm gonna throw another one, okay? I'm gonna try to throw a second one, and he goes out, and maybe he gives me a good swing on it. Okay, maybe he kind of fouls it off a little bit, maybe pops up a little bit, okay? He is now set. He's looking down and away. That's where his eyes, that's where his brain is set. That's where he's looking, okay? He's looking, I've now got him looking down here. Where can I throw it to kind of keep him guessing? High and in, that's right? Maybe I'll throw a fastball up here. Get him to change it up, okay? If I'm ahead of 0-2, I may even throw it up here.
Yeah, some chin music would be good.
Right? I may not even throw it in the zone. I'll throw it up here. Okay? I'll throw it out of the zone, see if you can change it. But the whole idea, because I have a ball to give, if it's 0-2, I have a couple balls to give, right? Get him to stand back up a little bit so I can go back outside again. Okay? Does that make sense? We're working inside, outside, up and down, getting him to change his eye levels, okay? If I've thrown 2 curveballs, okay? If I've thrown a curveball down here, I've thrown 2 of them down here, right? Now he's looking down here, right? And you'll see a lot of guys, again, they'll throw that fastball up here, okay? Trying to change that eye level because he's looking off speed and he's out here and that ball's down here. Maybe he's made an adjustment to where, okay, everything's down here. He's gonna scoot up in the box to try to cheat on it a little bit, to hopefully try to get that pitch up here instead of down here every single time. Now you throw a fastball up here, all of a sudden, holy cows, it's up here. Okay, it's changing his eye level, getting him to guess. I don't know what's coming anymore. Okay, all right, in and out, same thing. Okay, if he's looking out here and all of a sudden this plate is 17 inches wide. Okay, it's almost 1.5 feet of an adjustment that I have to make from out here to in here. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, it's a long change. Same thing up and down in the zone. That's a huge change, right? That's a huge adjustment in order for me to try to hit that pitch. Okay, all right. And eventually you guys will learn how to. You'll throw pitches that aren't. If I'm ahead in the count, right? I'm throwing a fastball here. And maybe I'm throwing another fastball up here, okay? Now, if I'm ahead 0-2, I may throw a curveball down here in the dirt, okay? I haven't had you guys doing that a lot because we're still, as catchers, a lot of our catchers are getting better at being able to block that pitch in the dirt. But we have to have catchers that can block that pitch in the dirt in order to be able to start throwing this pitch, okay? That ball is not in the zone, but it's not supposed to be. I'm trying to get him to chase a ball out of the zone. He can't hit this pitch, right? But I'm throwing him off speed right in the dirt. See if I can get him out on his front foot and waving at it, okay? A fastball out here, right? Or a slider that goes off the.
I'd like to see us doing that more.
Yeah. Okay. Get a slider. Catcher's gonna set up over here. Okay. My catcher sets up off the plate right here, and I want a slider or a fastball out here. Okay, this is too far out for him to be able to hit this pitch. But if he's guessing in and out and he sees that pitch out here, he may take a wave at it, okay? Try to get him to chase the ball. Try to get him to expand the zone, right? You guys understand? Expanding the zone.
Yeah. You got him at 2 strikes, there's gonna be a temptation to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to protect.
Because he's trying to protect. You're trying to get him to chase a bad pitch.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay? So this is learning how to play with the strike zone, okay? And keeping that batter guessing is a huge part of being able to learn how to be a pitcher.
It's 11, I'm gonna walk down
Oh,
and see if.
thanks, Coach.
Jennifer
Oh,
home.
I appreciate that. Thanks, Coach.
Can we go to the bathroom?
Yeah, go for it.
No device, you cannot. Absolutely. You want it?
All right, guys. Okay. So all these things we just talked about, the changing speeds, moving in and out, changing eye levels, all of this, okay? None of this works, okay, if we don't have control, okay? So when I'm out there, when I'm telling you guys to make sure that you practice when you're just playing catch, okay? You don't have to be on the mound, just playing catch. Pick a spot on your partner. Try to hit him here in his chest, on his left, right shoulder, right, left, right shoulder, right? Maybe you want to get him, maybe you want him to get down, that's fine too. If you want to do that, that's fine if your partner's willing to do it. Make your partner put a glove somewhere, okay? Hit him in his glove, wherever it's at. Okay, guys? Control. You have to be able to place any pitch that you have wherever you want it to go, okay? Because you can have the greatest plan in the world for the hitter that you're facing, but if you can't execute the pitch, right? If you can't put that changeup low and away where you want it, it doesn't matter, okay? If I can't throw that fastball up and in where I want it to, okay, it doesn't matter, okay? Okay, you guys have to be able to control that pitch and put, okay, wherever you want it to go. And when you're on the hill, when you're a pitcher, you have to be able to change those mechanics between each pitch, right? Because those mechanics, right, you're throwing a fastball, right, your release point's out here, right? Changeup is a little further back, okay? Some of you haven't learned to throw a curveball yet. When you do, it's back here, okay? Okay, it's very different.
Yeah. Gabe's working on the same release point on the changeup
And yeah, and
exactly the same.
and you have to be able to switch between pitches, okay? So you have to practice them over and over and over and over again, so that when you get on the hill and my catcher calls for a changeup, I already know how to do it. I'm not trying to figure it out, okay? Now you guys are going to continue to figure out while you're on the hill too, of course, okay? But when you're out there practicing, just playing catch and warming up, work on it. You have to understand how that ball feels coming out of your hand. Whether it's a fastball or a changeup or a curveball, a knuckleball, slider, whatever you want to throw, okay? You want to throw a cutter, turn that hand over a little bit, okay? You have to know how that ball feels coming out of your hand. And so that when you get up to the mound, you can make that throw without even thinking about it, okay? But they have to be able to repeat those mechanics. You have to be able to put that ball where you want it to go in order to be able to execute your plan against that opposing hitter, okay? When you can do that, you can take advantage of the holes in the batter's swing, okay? Does he lift? Does he drop that back shoulder? Does he drop his hands? Can he not keep his weight back? Okay? Is he just an anxious hitter? Is he just wanting to hit that ball? Right? Is he I'm looking for something that I can exploit as a pitcher. Okay? If I throw a low and away pitch and it gives you one of these, right? Let's hit that same spot.
Yeah.
Right? If you throw him an inside pitch and he gives you one of these, right? Do it again. It may be a little bit further up. It's harder for him to hit. Okay? Try to jam him inside. Saw him off. Right? Okay? Exploit that pitch. Okay? If you see it's an uneasy swing for him, right? Maybe take advantage of it. Okay? While also keeping these things in mind. Because if you keep pounding that same spot, he's going to start to make that adjustment. Okay? You got to keep him from making that adjustment fast enough on you. You got to keep him guessing. Okay? But again, control. You have to be able to control. Okay? But you, as a pitcher, okay, are looking for ways that you can exploit that batter. In the same way that the batter's looking at you, he's trying to analyze you for patterns, for any telltale signs, right? What's coming at him, right? He's sitting on a specific pitch, right? You have to do the same in return. I'm looking for holes in your swing, okay? And again, knowing yourself as the hitter, you gotta plug up those holes, okay? But you as a pitcher, if you can see it, okay, is there an uneasy swing? Is there a pitch he's not swinging at? Oh, he's not even swinging at that pitch. I'm just going to throw it there again, because if he's not going to swing at it and it's a strike, I'm just going to keep throwing it there. Okay, all right, guys. So you're looking for holes in that hitter's swing. All right. And again, it all starts with control. You have to be able to control that pitch, every single pitch that you want to throw. And you just keep working on it. And are you going to hit every single spot? No, absolutely not. You are definitely not. Okay, and again, we'll try to go over some videos as quickly as we can. You will see major league pitchers miss all the time. That's actually how a lot of home runs. You'll watch home runs.
Yeah.
Okay, that catcher
Hanging slider.
all the time. That catcher will set up over here, right? But then it'll end up being right here or in here, and he'll turn on it and it'll take him deep. You'll see it every single time. That catcher will set up. He'll set up low and away right here. And he has to reach back, and all of a sudden it's gone. He never catches it, right? They miss all the time, okay? So I don't expect you to be able to hit it every single time, right? It's a difficult job to stand up on the right hill and throw pitches, okay? All right? So don't be afraid, okay? But just keep working on it, and you'll get better at it, okay? You guys have any questions, comments? Okay? Does anything not make sense? Coach, you got anything else?
Sounds all.
Okay. Right. It's just all about that interaction between you and the hitter. Okay, you guys are there's a chess match going on between the two of you. Who's gonna make the better adjustment first, right? And before time runs out, before you run out of pitches. If I've thrown too many balls, or you know, or if I can get all the strikes that I need, right? Right? Or is he starting to make an adjustment on me, right? Eventually time's gonna run out for one of you, right? And so, but you guys are fighting back and forth trying to make that adjustment. He's trying to adjust to your speed, he's trying to adjust to your pitches, and you are trying to keep him guessing. Okay, guys? That's what makes that interaction a lot of fun, right? Because you're like, one of us is gonna win. One of us has to succeed here, and it's gonna be me, right? Whoever it's gonna be. Okay, guys? So, what does that mean for you as a fielder? Okay? It doesn't stop. Okay? Just because you're out there short, okay, doesn't mean you're not watching both. Okay? Most of the time you're watching as a fielder, you're watching the hitter. Okay? But you're watching for the same thing that the pitchers. Okay? So I'm not talking to just pitchers when we're talking about analyzing a batter. Okay? Because if I see that a guy is late on a ball, okay, one of the things that we've had to do over the years, which I want to see us get better at, okay? infield, here's your outfield, okay? We have our 3B standing here, our shortstop standing here, okay, for a right-handed batter. We have our second baseman standing right here, we have our first baseman standing right here. And we got left field right here, we got center field fielder right here, we got right field fielder right here, okay? Base defense, right-handed batter. Most of our batters are right-handed batters. Most of the guys you'll face are right-handed batters. This will be your base defense, okay? You see that the shortstop is a little bit further back, okay? He's a little further over here. Second baseman's not symmetrical, right? Okay? Okay, my second baseman isn't standing right here the same way the shortstop is, right? He's a little further up here. The center fielder is not standing straight center field. He's a little over, right? My right fielder is not directly out here in right field. He's a little over, okay? Okay? Base defense, okay? And majority of the time, that's fine, okay? When you hear us out there, when you hear Coach and I, move over 2 steps, right? We're calling some of you, okay? Move back, move in, move left, move right, okay? We're trying to place you because we're watching the batter. We're watching the pitcher, okay? We go, okay, we know that our pitcher's throwing a little bit harder and that this guy's having a hard time catching up to it. What does that mean? What does that mean? Anybody?
You guys think about that on a right-handed batter. Take a shot at it. What does that mean? Right-handed batter, what are you anticipating? Speed and the batter's late, struggling to catch up.
Struggling to catch up to that ball.
Where do you think? Especially like thinking, infield or outfield, what are you thinking?
Anybody?
Infield, probably on the right side, if he's late on it.
If he's late on it, he's probably going to try to hit it. He's probably going to end up hitting it over here,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
More than likely, if he's late on it, he's going to be late and he's going to hit it this way. So I'm not going to necessarily be standing in my base defense, okay? And Coach and I will move you. We'll say, oh, he's late on it, and we'll tell the right fielder, move over a couple steps, right? Hey, Isaiah, move over a little bit over here, okay? Maybe cheat a couple steps this way, okay? Maybe you can come in a little bit, okay? Maybe you move back a couple steps, okay? Everybody shifts, just a little bit. It doesn't have to be major, okay? But we're paying attention to what the batter's doing, okay? If he's late, if he's an inside outer, you guys know what an inside outer is? Okay? A guy who's swinging inside out, okay? Okay? My typical hit, right, is down here, right? We're looking down here, down the barrel of the bat, right? An inside outer is not here, okay? He's not here. He's back here, okay? So what happens? He's going this way, right? My bat is not here, right? I'm not hitting it out front and pulling it either this way or to the left side. Right? I'm here because because my hands are so far ahead and I'm back here that I'm hitting it from the inside out. Okay, that's an inside outer. Okay, and a lot of times an inside outer, if he hits it, it's probably going to end up curving a lot. Okay, but if we see that he's an inside outer doing that, I'm going to move you over. I'm going to move you over a little bit. Okay. If the guy's ahead of it, right? We throw a fastball and he yanks it down here. What am I doing?
Moving over to the left.
I'm gonna move over a little bit more. Maybe I'll cheat. Maybe I'll have the third baseman play the line a little bit more. Left fielder's gonna play the line a little bit more. Okay? You don't have to wait for us to tell you where to move. Okay? And I'd like to see us get better at that, right? Too often we've had to tell you guys exactly where to be. Okay? Because we're the only ones watching the batter and paying attention to what's going on. Okay? So I'd like to see you guys start to get better at analyzing what that pitcher's doing. Now, that hitter's doing. You may get it wrong. You may shift over a little bit. And that's okay. But it tells me that you're thinking. Okay, it tells me you're thinking, and maybe I'll move you back. Okay? But that's fine. As long as you're thinking, you're like, oh, I'm gonna move over a little bit. Okay? And maybe you even tell your other infielders, right? There's a lot of times I'll be standing here at second base and I'll tell a shortstop because I see it. I say, I'm gonna move over a little bit. I'm gonna shoot over a little bit more this way. Okay? Because I think he's coming this way. So my shortstop knows there's a little bit more of a gap here. Okay? But we're banking on that he's coming over this way. Okay? So you don't have to wait for Coach or I to tell you where to be. Okay? If you see it, go ahead and move over a little bit. Play it. Okay? If my pitcher, I see him, he's throwing a bunch of pitches on the outside, on a guy who's a pull hitter, right? If there's a guy who's a pull hitter, he's over here because he wants to just yank it this way every single time, right? As a pitcher, I'm gonna try to give it to him on the outside because I want him to roll over that pitch. I want him to just kind of and if he does, it's gonna be a weakly hit. He's gonna be a weakly hit ball, likely onto the left side, because he can't get the full barrel on it, right, to pull it over, okay? He'll end up rolling over the top here, and it'll just kind of be a dinker. So maybe I'll move in a little bit, okay? So you're paying attention to what's going on between the hitter and the batter, right? Most of what you're doing is you're adjusting to the batter, okay? Because the pitchers again are moving up, down, in and out all the time. They're changing speeds. Things are going to change all the time, okay? We know that the batter is wanting to hit to the right side if he's trying to move a batter over, right? So I want to maybe plug up that hole a little bit, right? Maybe just a little bit, okay?
Just so you know, Coach, it's 11:15.
Thank you, Coach. I know. This is what I'm talking about. Time goes so fast. Double play depth. You guys know what double play depth is?
Yeah.
What's double play depth?
Kind of when you move back. No, move forward.
Move forward. That's right. Okay. So typically, shortstop is going to be right here. Right. It's going to be playing back a little bit. A lot of times, when as you guys continue to move up and you get older, a lot of times that shortstop's going to be back here. Okay. My third baseman's not going to be this close. Okay. My third baseman's going to be right here. And my second baseman's going to be right here. Okay. He's going to be actually he's going to be a little closer.
First base is usually play a little bit further off too.
Yeah. Second base is going to be right here. Okay. First base is probably going to be. It's probably going to be. Yeah. It's going to be right about here. Okay. That's kind of where our base defense lives. As you guys face hitters that are more consistently hitting harder. Okay. Double play depth. There's a man on first base, and we want to make sure we close this up a little bit to try to get that ball around the infield as quickly as we can. So that means my shortstop, double play depth, means I'm moving in just a little bit, and my second baseman's going to move in just a little bit here to give myself a few more seconds to try to get this guy and this guy. Okay, because we're trying to get this guy after we get this guy, which means we need to get the ball from here to here to here as quickly as we can. And so we cheat a little bit. We move everybody in just a little bit to give ourselves just a little bit, because it's a game of inches, right? How many times do you guys see a bang bang play at first base, right? Right? It's a game of inches. And giving yourself just that little bit of time can help you out. Okay? So that's what double play depth is, okay? And we don't do that a whole lot, okay? Because I want you guys just to make sure that you guys get the ground ball, okay? So this is how that hitter affects where you're at on the field, okay? And so I want to see you guys doing a little more analyzing and not waiting for us to tell you where to be, okay? Any questions? No?
Yeah.
Okay, guys understand how
And
it
ask
works?
questions too. You come back into the dugout from the field and we shifted you over and you weren't sure, ask.
Yes,
That's how we learn.
that's how we learn. All right. Let's see, what time is it now? 11:17. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. May not be able to go through this, but as you guys go through, you guys watch, watching some baseball. Go and just kind of imagine yourself again as the pitcher, okay, and see it. Where am I going? Where's he throwing in the zone? What do I think he's going to throw next? Maybe you don't know what this guy has, but you know he's got some off-speed stuff, okay? And there's some pitchers that are a little bit harder because they work they do what's called working backwards. Okay, working backwards. All that means is most pitchers function off of their fastball location. Guys who are working backwards function off of breaking pitches, and they use their fastball as their off-speed pitch, right? So they'll throw. There's a guy who throws a slider like 70% of the time, right? But he throws fastballs as his off-speed pitch. Okay, guys. So that's a guy who's working backwards. So it's a little bit harder, but you'll get used to it. So, anyways, spend some time when you watch a game. Imagine yourself as the hitter. Imagine yourself as the batter, or as the hitter and the pitcher, and see if you can predict what pitch is coming and where it's going. Okay, guys? And then watch the catcher as he misses that spot. Okay, because you'll go, Cause you'll go, I think he should throw a pitch high in the zone, cause he's throwing him a couple balls low. I think he should pitch a fastball up, and you'll see it. You'll feel good about it. You're like, oh, he's setting up. My catcher's up here. He's ready for it, right? Okay, yes, that's okay. I'm right. That's good. I know where I should be going, right? But then he misses down here. He's gonna miss. That pitcher's gonna miss. It's gonna happen. Okay, guys. But just try to get used to that idea, and it'll help you when you get back onto the field. That those mental workouts will translate to your own play, and it'll become second nature. Okay, guys. Just a couple things I wanted to show you, just because they're hilarious. Okay.
Lefty shit.
Even major leaguers make mistakes, guys. Okay.
Gabe showed me the other video.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen it.
Well, we'll talk about it. Okay. So yeah. So this is one. You guys know what the lefty shift is? What's a lefty shift?
Isn't where there's like no third baseman?
A lot of times. So yeah. So they'll kind of.
Third baseman plays like right.
Sometimes
Yeah,
the Padres put their shortstop stays here, and the Padres will put Manny Machado out here in shallow right, right. But most teams they do it the other way, where they'll shift these guys over here. The third baseman stays over here. Okay.
Is this the card deal?
This is the Yankees.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe it was Carp's bunt.
No. See if we can do this. Hopefully the internet will work.
Your volume's off.
Yeah, that's right.
Why don't you just go there?
Because they had the lefty shift on.
Then he goes home.
What?
Right.
Wow, that's just
We'll go back.
Let's see that again.
What's
Yeah.
the pitcher?
What is the catcher thinking?
What did the
Yes.
pitcher do?
Because the pitcher's
Alright.
coming up to his
Not
cover.
sure. What is the pitcher
Pitcher
doing?
should have been out.
The pitcher just stayed on the mound.
That's right. Exactly. Thank you. I'm glad you guys saw it. I said the same thing when I showed it to him, okay? There's all kinds of bad things going on here, right? So they had the lefty shift on, which means the third baseman was standing over here, right? Right? And so as soon as he hit it, he knew there was nobody ended up coming over here to cover third base, right? So he just kept on going. Okay? And you'll see what actually ends up happening is that the defense realizes too late that they needed to cover third base. So the catcher comes running up here. And the catcher's right here. And he's already got a running start, so he just keeps on going. There's nobody at home now. So he just keeps running. Okay?
Good job, third base coach.
Yeah. See, there's nobody there. There's the catcher.
Oh, he didn't tell him to go.
Yeah.
Oh,
See?
he was holding up.
Yeah, he was telling him, yeah.
The pitcher didn't even move.
The pitcher did not move.
Wow.
He's a spectator.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Right? Right? If I see this, I'm gonna be very upset. Right? Do not do this. Get to a base, cover it up. Okay? So this doesn't happen. Alright, guys? See? Major leaguers make
Great
mistakes.
slide.
That was impressive.
That
That was
Yeah.
impressive.
Everybody has a job.
Then are we gonna watch the Hollywood one?
Yes, please.
That is the stupidest.
No,
play.
that's the
That
best
first
play.
baseman should be
That made me
fired.
cringe so bad. That just makes it
Except
become
on first
first
base.
Oh my gosh.
For those of you guys who haven't seen it here,
Just touch.
We went over
Yeah.
that, like,
He almost got third.
just touch the runner.
Oh my
right?
god.
So you get a ground ball. Now,
Like why?
Let's not touch
They
the
pulled the first baseman just a little bit off of the base.
There was 2 outs as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
There was 2 outs.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
they still could have gotten 2
Yeah,
outs
but-
there.
2
You
outs
could
and
have
a
just
runner on second.
tagged Javi at home, and then they would have been done.
but they didn't need to do that.
The easy out was at first, and the
Yeah.
first baseman.
There's 2 outs. That runner doesn't matter. The guy coming from third cannot score if the batter doesn't reach first base. And there's 2 outs. He caught it. This is first base. He caught it right here. All he had to do was do this, and the inning's over. It's over. It's done.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
It was only a third inning.
Yeah, there's 2 outs. Like why?
hit him
Yeah.
with the rest
And
of
then
the
right after
game.
that,
Yeah,
he
they
gets
start
hit.
chasing.
He had to be thinking about
Yeah,
the
then right
rest of
after
the
that, he
game.
gets
Those loving
hit.
it. Those loving it. Right?
But
And so,
He goes, I'm safe, right?
yeah.
He
Yeah.
even celebrates at home with him.
Yeah, you got.
Watch him.
No, he ends up scoring.
No, he.
Javi celebrates with him.
Yeah.
watch.
Oh, he did. Yes, he
How do you
does.
call
No,
him safe?
he called him safe.
Yeah, and he
Right?
celebrates.
He's safe. Oh, God, I gotta go.
because he could still be out. I mean,
Yeah.
that run would still not count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's, I don't know if you heard the announcers. The announcers were like, I don't think I've ever seen a first base coach have to
Jump around it.
So the crazy thing too is nobody communicated. Nobody said anything.
Yeah, they could
if
have been
somebody would
screaming at the
just
first
said-
baseman.
Somebody would just say to the first baseman, even when he's down the line,
Back.
go back to first.
Yes,
But nobody said, nobody communicated.
right.
And
If
so
Everybody's just yelling at him saying, throw the ball to first, touch first base, touch first base.
Even if you don't know why, as coaches, if we say do something, do it,
Do it.
and we'll talk about it later.
Okay. All right, guys. So again, you major leaguers make mistakes, guys. Okay. It's okay. It's okay to make mistakes, even at the highest level. It happens. These are mental mistakes, right? 2 outs, just touch the base. The inning's over.
I've never seen anything like that.
I don't think you ever
That's
will.
on the extreme.
You froze, coach.
That's right. That's fine. Whatever. But yeah. So understand that I don't expect you guys to be perfect. Okay, guys. This is a very, very difficult game. Okay, even at the highest levels. Okay, guys. It takes a lot of practice, and these guys practice all day long. Okay, every single day, right, for hours and hours on end. Right, they have trainers. They have guys there. They have film days, and they have all kinds of stuff at their disposal. Okay, and still make these kinds of basic mistakes. Okay, it happens. It happens. It's okay. Baseball's a tough game. Okay, I don't expect you guys to be perfect. Okay, it's about trying to minimize those mistakes, giving ourselves the best chance to win. Okay, guys, and being a student of the game in this way, when we say be a student of the game, this is what we mean. Okay, learning how to examine and talk about what's going on, and figure out how best to give ourselves a competitive advantage. Okay, we got one more. Oh, we don't really have to do this. He's okay. I'll do one more. This one. Okay. This is where it's important for you guys to continue to hustle and pay attention. Okay?
Where have you already had the?
So you watch.
3, 4,
He
5,
can't
6.
see it. He has no idea where it's at. And the guy from left field comes flying in to catch that ball. Okay? Right? If you can go get a ball, go get it. He has no idea. They have no idea. He just saved at least an extra base. Okay? That goes to paying attention and getting, being where you need to be, right? Just because it's a ball to center field doesn't mean you from the other fields can't go help him out and back him up. Okay? All right? Be where you need to be to try to help the team succeed. Okay? Paying attention, right? Because if you just stand in left field, oh, that's a ball to center field, and I'm just gonna let it go, right? That's an extra base. Because now those other guys have to go chase it down, right? Whereas the left fielder came in to center field to come back him up, and what he saw, he knew where it was, and he knew that the center fielder didn't know where it was, and so he comes racing in trying to catch that ball. Okay, pay attention. And last thing, have fun, guys. That's what we're out here for, right? Right? We're out here just to have some fun. Right? That's it.
What was that first picture?
That's the Iowa games. No.
Oh, I remember that.
Is that Bo
Yeah.
in the second picture?
Yeah, Bo. Yeah.
There's Daniel not running to participate in the silliness. So he's just looking at me. You did. I remember you looked right at me because everybody else is doing these kind of things, and you're just like.
Come on, Daniel.
That was a while ago now.
That was a long time ago, right? But
Yeah.
have fun, guys. Okay, we're out here to play a game, right? We get to go out to play this game, right? Don't treat it like it's a job, right? Work hard, right? And if you work hard and you practice the way you know how, we'll go out there and we'll be successful. We'll give ourselves a good chance of success, and we'll have a lot of fun, guys. Okay. The other thing that I want to talk about before this was just keeping it simple. Okay. I want to say, so after all this, we've been in here now for almost an hour and a half. Okay. There's a lot of stuff that's going on, right? But don't let it overwhelm you. Okay. Don't get inside your own head, right? Right? We've had times when we're on the hill and we're trying too hard to analyze what's going on with my own mechanics and everything else, right? Or we get inside our own heads on a ball coming in, right? It's a ball coming. Okay, I got to make sure that I get my feet, and I got to go here, and I got to make sure. Okay, stop. Okay. We can work on those things. We can work on those kinds of mechanics and getting that muscle memory. Okay. And it just becomes until it becomes second nature, okay? But keep it simple, okay? You don't have to. As much analysis as there is between the pitcher and the batter, right? In the end, I just want you to get a hit, right? Just go up there and try to get a hit. Try to give yourself the best chance, right? And as a pitcher, the other video I was going to show you was Willens Astudillo. He's a catcher, and they were down by like 13 runs, so it didn't matter. But he threw 7 pitches, and they were all he threw like a 42-mile-an-hour pitch. Then he threw a 72-mile-an-hour pitch. But he wasn't throwing anything fancy. He was just throwing the ball. 7 pitches, he was out of the inning. Okay, right? There was no analysis. It was just him just throwing the ball, and the hitters were swinging, and 7 pitches later, 3 outs. Okay, so after all of this, okay, these are things to keep in mind and to help you get a more competitive advantage as we keep moving forward, okay? Now, are all the pitchers that you face gonna be doing this in-depth analysis? No, they're not, especially at this level. They're just not, okay? But as you guys continue to move on to high school and beyond, okay, you will face pitchers that will do this, okay? They will start to challenge you on your knowledge and whether or not you can predict what I'm gonna throw, where am I gonna throw it, okay? You as a hitter need to challenge that pitcher in the same way, okay? And so you'll keep these things in mind. That's kind of what I wanted to do, is try to get these things into your head, to try to start to just to kind of understand that these are the things that Coach and I are looking at every time you guys go out to the field, okay? And helping us to try to put you in a good position to be successful, okay? And you can help this is how you help yourself be successful, okay? But again, keep it simple. Don't overthink it too much, okay, guys? Good job today, guys. Thanks for coming. And then we're going to